Last year was a spectacle. Tonight, we write a new chapter. A record-breaking NXT crowd sold out. 15,671 on hand at the Barclays Center. Welcome, everybody, to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Last year, when NXT came to Brooklyn, we revolutionized sports entertainment. Let's do it again tonight, shall we? Pedal to the metal, never false metal.
What a night we have in store for you here tonight in the heart of New York City. All three NXT championships will be defended.
Faces stills in the building, flash the camera. I'ma drop the hammer. Things done changed the hip-hop since that Bobby out the slammer.
Oh, Aries isn't finished.
I'ma bring it back to New York. Hold on and throw your hands up.
Hideo Itami is here in Brooklyn.
We're talking about the women's evolution here at WWE and NXT. Ember Moon has got to be added to this conversation. This woman is a game changer. Andrade Cien Almas obviously doesn't realize who he's in the ring with. He's in there with Bobby Roode, the man who is going to take NXT to the next level. It's glorious.
Can Johnny and Tommaso claim the tag team titles from NXT's most prolific tag team, the Revival?
Oh, man, that chop block. Gargano's D-man just exploded.
Johnny tapping out. The Revival are still champions. Last year, Bayley stole our hearts with her title victory here in Brooklyn. Can she rekindle that magic in the face of an undefeated and dauntless champion in Asuka?
Bayley's gonna have no choice but to take the fight to Asuka. But Bayley also needs to be very careful because at a moment's notice, Asuka can turn the lights out.
Oh,
Lights out!
Asuka has beaten Bayley.
There you see the king of strong style, and there the man, Samoa Joe, the NXT champion, a battle the likes of which you've never seen.
Kinshasa! Nakamura is champion! We promised you the new generation of NXT was going to write a brand new chapter. What a night here in Brooklyn. Tonight, we are in Brooklyn, just days after NXT TakeOver. An incredible night of action, and we continue tonight on NXT. Things just got absolutely perfect in Brooklyn.
It's been a while since we've seen Dillinger, but it sounds to me like Brooklyn is ecstatic to see him.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Niagara Falls, Canada, weighing in at 225 pounds. He is the perfect 10, Tye Dillinger.
Last year at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Tye Dillinger and the Perfect 10 erupted across the NXT universe, and Tye is back here in the heart of New York City.
And his opponent, from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 240 pounds, Wesley Blake.
Wesley Blake last year in Brooklyn was defending the NXT Tag Team Championship. My, oh my, what a difference a year makes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to NXT. Tom Phillips with Monday Night Raw's Corey Graves. We had a wild night in Brooklyn a couple of nights ago.
It seems like it's becoming an annual event that every time NXT comes to Brooklyn, we raise the bar a little bit. I'm okay with that. We rewrite history every year.
A whole new generation did their thing at NXT. We got some great action on our way here tonight. TM-61 and the Authors of Pain going to go at it a little bit later on. But we're kicking things off here with an interesting matchup, Dillinger and Wesley Blake. We talked about some of their accolades from last year at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and so many faces familiar from that show at the Barclays Center. Wesley Blake, we talked about it. He then a part of Blake and Murphy, lost the NXT Tag Team titles to the Vaudevillains. 1 year later, Wesley Blake, beautiful blonde Blake's on his own.
Yeah, but what it's all about here in NXT, with as much talent as we have, as deep as the talent pool is, it's not about what you've done in the past. It's what you do each time you step into the ring and what you can bring to the future.
A smile on the face of Tye Dillinger. He must feel like he's at home here in this arena.
Phillips, if you've ever been in front of a live crowd chanting something about you, you would understand the feeling.
Not a ton of support for Wesley Blake here tonight.
Not a ton of support. That's downright disrespectful, okay? He might be less than a 10, but he's not a 0. Look at that. Look at that fantastic arm drag.
You mentioned it. We haven't seen Tye Dillinger in action in quite a while. He's had his struggles on NXT. We know he's passed with Andrade Cien Almas. What's it going to take for Tye Dillinger and Wesley Blake, for that matter, to get back on track?
All it takes for any superstar in NXT is a little bit of momentum. You string together a couple of W's, you get some opportunities, and you make the best of them.
And how important is it to get that win on this kind of stage, this kind of platform here in front of 15,000 plus NXT fans?
Now, this is one of, if not the biggest stage we're provided here in NXT.
It
so
is.
You have to maximize the opportunity.
Ever since Wesley Blake has estranged himself from Alexa Bliss, from Buddy Murphy, he's been trying to one-up his former tag team partner, Buddy Murphy, saying anything you can do, I can do better. Oh, Dillinger just too quick.
I understand that the Barclays Center was excited about that cartwheel, but if this is an Olympic judging system, that's nowhere near a 10. That was terrible.
You couldn't even add up the Olympic judging system. Now Wesley Blake caught in the corner. Oh! Tye Dillinger lighting up the chest of the former tag team champion. Oh, and a thumb to the eye there from Wesley Blake, using his speed there. Oh man, right to the second turnbuckle. Wesley Blake has turned things around against Dillinger.
What does it take to be a WWE superstar? Find out on Monday, November 14th with this exclusive look. It's the opportunity of a lifetime as the WWE Performance Center opens its doors to you. Tour the facility and get to know your favorite NXT superstars. Call a match, create your own promo, help produce a private NXT live event, and much more. WWE Performance Center All Access. Tickets available now. Go to WWE.com for more information.
God, I hope something exciting is gonna happen. You have me naked in the freezing cold. That's what starts it off.
Where did you bring me?
I can't work like this.
This is where I want to be. Yeah!
Get ready for the wildlife. Yeah, been a long time.
Are you out of your mind?
That's one pissed off snake.
Hello, Vince. Why are you corrupting my son?
The Nature Boy, the greatest airport story. Who can say no to that?
We're breaking down everything SmackDown.
I've had a lot of folks try to push my buttons.
Me?
No one talks more smack.
We're gonna call it a universal title, a galaxy title.
The flashing lights.
Barely functioning Foley family.
My daughter's moving in with a fake clown.
And the crowd goes wild.
Well, I tell you what,
Get ready for the wildlife.
good old Stone Cold is back.
You know what, Steve Austin? I know something about you.
Oh, hell yeah!
Ready for the wildlife.
We need to change how things are done. We're gonna have our first SmackDown only pay-per-view.
Raw is the flagship show.
The new era of Monday Night Raw.
Get ready for the wildlife.
That's when the hashtag started trending.
There is a revolution with women in sports happening.
Amazing.
Whatever the biggest thing in women's wrestling that had ever happened was like right here, and that was like right
Ready to hit the wall, eh?
I gotta put the ad.
Burn, let's go!
Dad, we had this talk before. I'm gonna put you in timeout.
Major victory.
Get ready for the wildlife.
Back here on NXT in the heart of Brooklyn, New York. Big time action here. Oh, and a big time clothesline from Wesley Blake. Cover here on the perfect 10. Tye Dillinger and a kick out at 1. This was right before the commercial break. Watch this.
Sometimes a well-placed thumb to the eye is the best offense a superstar can muster. Well played by Wesley Blake as he's firmly in control of the perfect 10.
Blake using the spacing there with the official and the ropes to his advantage. Now in complete control here of Tye Dillinger. And still to come here on NXT, we'll get you caught up from everything that went down this past Saturday night in Brooklyn, New York. The
We
Barclays
squeeze all that
Center.
into an hour?
Well, we'll catch you up on the glorious in-ring debut of Bobby Roode and 2 high-profile championship matches, Asuka versus Bayley and Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Look at what Blake has done so effectively to this point. He's taken the crowd out of it. Well, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, he did. Shots to the midsection here from Tye Dillinger. Trying to create some space against Blake. Off the ropes. Passes one on. Look at the cover here. Shoulders down. Blake kicked out. Great opportunity there for a moment. Now Tye Dillinger, Wesley Blake in a bad situation. Oh, and caught him right in the kidneys.
Full head of steam.
Oh! Nasty backstabber from Wesley Blake into the cover and the kick out by Tye. Once again, another cover, shoulders down, and the perfect 10 is still in this. Watch this.
Full head of steam into the long blower. I can't believe Dillinger was able to kick out of this.
If Dillinger would stay alive here in this matchup, what is exactly Tye Dillinger feeling right now for that shot to the spine?
He's not feeling much of anything right now. A shot like that up to your spine will make your legs go numb and make your arms weak.
1, 2.
See that? Blake blew him a kiss.
Now Wesley Blake all about showmanship. Going up to the top turnbuckle here. Thinks he's got Tye Dillinger in the perfect situation. Oh!
Great agility by Blake.
Oh! Wow! Sent into the turnbuckle by Dillinger. Oh boy.
It's like this amp's getting turned up to 11, Tom.
Now Dillinger's starting to find that fire inside of him. Starting to roll here against Wesley Blake.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, and there goes Blake. Dillinger is feeding off the NXT universe. What is Dillinger thinking here? Oh, side Russian leg sweep. Now looking for, oh, just a stomp right on the eye.
It's not pretty, but it's effective.
There is a certain elegance in the way that Tye Dillinger competes. Now exposing the knee here. Hold on a second. Wesley Blake in a bad position. Caught with the tiebreaker. Knee to the back of the neck. So long, Wesley Blake.
Here is your winner, Tye Dillinger.
Tye Dillinger back here in Brooklyn, New York. We talked about it. This is where the Brooklyn 10 built some major momentum last year as a part of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. The 10s are out here in Brooklyn.
Dillinger rolled into Brooklyn with a clean slate, looking to start fresh, and he accomplished just that. Let's take a look at this. Picture perfect.
Side Russian leg sweep there, then a stop right on the side of the face, exposing the knee. Dillinger was feeling it. And then boom, right to the back of the neck, the tiebreaker. And that would do it for Wesley Blake. A very important win for Dillinger to get back on track. Dillinger looking to propel himself towards major stardom. Speaking of star power, let's take you back to what transpired at TakeOver. Bobby Roode's in-ring debut.
And what a debut it was, Tom. Descending from the heavens, Bobby Roode's entrance into the Barclays Center was quite simply glorious. But Andrade Cien Almas came to Brooklyn to prove that he is the future of NXT and was looking to do so at the expense of Bobby Roode. After a hard-fought back and forth battle, it looked as if Almas was moments away from the biggest victory of his career, but the veteran instincts of Bobby Roode would pay off. And after a devastating, glorious bomb, it was lights out for Cien. The new face of NXT has officially arrived, and with this victory at TakeOver, Bobby Roode has put the entire roster on notice.
Bobby, congratulations on your victory here tonight. Talk to us a little bit about your NXT debut.
You make it sound like it's a surprise. What just happened? You make it sound like I'm shocked, or the people here in Brooklyn or watching at home on the WWE Network should be shocked at what just happened. Yeah, sure. Cien Almas, he's bad. But he's certainly not glorious. But you know who is glorious? Me, Bobby Roode. I'm glorious, and I said it a couple weeks ago on NXT that when I arrived here, I was the superstar. I was the guy that they've been looking for to take NXT to that next level. And guess what? This is step one. That tonight was step one. I am here to make this a better place. I am here to clean this place up and make it glorious. Now, if you don't mind, I got places to go and people to see. I'm a little bit late for a dinner date with some Fortune 500 presidents and some corporate peeps of mine. You know what I mean? Down on that little street called Madison Avenue. Familiar with it? Yeah. Get you boys later.
Bobby Roode is looking toward his glorious future here in NXT, but coming up later tonight, Australian sensations TM-61 do battle with Paul Ellering's Team of Destruction, the Authors of Pain. Can Shane Thorne and Nick Miller put a stop to one of the most destructive forces we've ever seen in NXT? We'll find out later tonight in our main event.
But up next, we'll take a special look back at the epic Women's Championship match from TakeOver. Bayley looks to overcome the Empress of Tomorrow and repeat history by once again capturing the NXT Women's Championship in Brooklyn. But can Asuka repeat history in her own right by destroying Bayley yet again? You don't want to miss this when NXT returns.
A dark face in a corridor, deceptively beautiful, she's watching you, she's in everything you do.
Welcome back to NXT, and we want to thank the band Neck Deep for their song Serpents, one of the official theme songs for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. It's off the album Life's Not Out to Get You, available now on iTunes and Spotify.
TakeOver promised to be a fiesta for the fans in Brooklyn as No Way Jose kicked off the evening with not only his own conga line, but the most important match of his young career against the self-proclaimed greatest man that ever lived. The always confident Austin Aries took Jose to the limit, showing the up-and-comer exactly what it takes to make it on the big stage of the Barclays Center. Using his unique offense, Jose showed an aggressive side to his personality that came close to defeating Aries on more than one occasion. But when it comes to Austin Aries, it's all about the last chancery. And once locked in, No Way Jose had no choice but to tap out. And as if he hadn't done enough damage already, Aries quickly pounced on a defeated Jose, adding insult to injury before finally being interrupted by Hideo Itami, who shocked the NXT universe by forcing the greatest man that ever lived to go to sleep.
Austin, excuse me, just wanted to get some comments after you're victorious tonight over No Way Jose.
You shut up. Victorious, yeah, I won the match, but I didn't get to walk out with my hand held high like the victor should. Why? Because it's something that's been a reoccurring theme since I debuted here in NXT. My original debut, I walk out, who comes out? Baron Corbin. Try to ruin my moment. Then I'm backstage saying some words of wisdom. Who comes in and busts on me? No Way Jose. And now tonight, Hideo Itami. People keep thinking they're gonna make a name at the expense of the greatest man that ever lived. But as you saw at TakeOver tonight, No Way Jose, didn't happen. Baron Corbin sent him packing, beat him, didn't happen. And Hideo Itami, he just got off a long layoff because of an injury. Well, if he thinks that comeback, if he thinks that layoff was long, I'm gonna end his career. I'm sick of this, and I'm gonna take out on him and anybody else who wants to get in my way. That includes you.
Phillips, you didn't ask me, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I think the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries, has every right to be upset with Hideo Itami.
It was an incredible way to kick off Brooklyn. That was just the beginning of the night. One of the most highly anticipated matches of the evening. The women's division was on display. Bayley challenging Asuka. Could Bayley become a two-time NXT Women's Champion?
I'm going back to Brooklyn, and I am doing something that no one has ever been able to do, and that is beat you and become the first ever two-time NXT Women's Champion.
It is time. The women's evolution will have a new chapter. Last year, Bayley stole our hearts with her title victory here in Brooklyn. Can she rekindle that magic in the face of an undefeated and dauntless champion in Asuka?
Bayley knows exactly what she's up against tonight. The last time these two faced off, Bayley, by her own admittance, wasn't ready. On the other hand, you've got Asuka, who has almost an extra swagger to her tonight. You saw the way she walked to the ring, supremely confident.
Following contest scheduled for one fall is for the NXT Women's Championship.
So here we go, Asuka versus Bayley. What is it going to take for Bayley to win tonight, become the two-time NXT Women's Champion?
I honestly do not have an answer to solve Asuka.
Right in the middle of the ring, trying to test out each other's strength here. Bayley all over Asuka here in the early going.
Bayley's going to have no choice but to take the fight to Asuka, because at a moment's notice, Asuka can turn the lights out.
Oh my God!
That's what I'm talking about. Bayley might be finished right now.
Asuka is laughing.
I have no doubt that Bayley trained harder than ever. That Bayley did everything she could possibly think of to prepare for this, but no one has been able to solve Asuka thus far, and it doesn't look like tonight's Bayley's night.
Asuka lock is cinched in here in Brooklyn.
Bayley still fighting. The NXT Women's Championship means too much to her to give up. Oh, Bayley to belly!
Cover! Cover on Asuka! Asuka kicked out! Bayley again, thinking about it. No. Oh, she's got it. Asuka lock again. Center of the ring. Asuka trying to wrangle Bayley, and once again, no. Cover. Shoulders down on Asuka. Now kick out by the champ. Oh. Look at what? Asuka must have. Oh.
She got all of that one.
Oh.
Lights out.
Asuka the cover. Hook to the leg here on Bayley. Asuka has beaten Bayley.
This idea has been stuck in my mind since I can remember. It's not just something that I always kind of wanted to do, it's something that I have to do. I guess it's not normal for girls to have this urge because when I tell people, they're surprised. This feeling is inexplainable and I will never feel complete until I reach this goal. Since I was 12 years old, the only success I ever dream about is becoming a pro wrestler in the WWE. One major thing on my list of success is seeing my first sign in the crowd. Whether fans hate me or love me, that would make me feel good. This sport is serious to me and I want to be elite in it. I want to be the best. I'm confident about how far I can go in the business and how I will get there. I could finally smile and say that I did it.
Bayley, another NXT Women's Championship match here in Brooklyn. However, a different result. Talk to us about the match tonight.
Tonight was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2, the place where I won my first championship against Sasha Banks. So, like, to be honest, I felt like I had kind of a home court advantage or something in the air that was, you know, there was magic last time we were here. So, like, kind of thought, I mean, I worked hard for this. I was prepared this time. Like, last time I didn't tap out. I didn't give up. My body gave up on me, so I knew this time I had a huge chance going in, knowing how to avoid the Asuka lock and everything. So it's really disappointing that it didn't happen the way that I figured it would. What's up?
What's up? You know, despite the outcome of your match, you took Asuka to the limit, and that's something you should be proud of. You've been amazing since day one in NXT, and that's the reason that I'm here, to be like you.
Thank you. That means a lot, and congratulations on your debut. I saw you out there. You have a bright, bright future, and it's an honor to watch you, and I can't wait to watch you grow. Hopefully, maybe someday you could have a takeover match.
I'd like that.
Cool. Thanks for coming by.
Sorry for interrupting.
No problem.
Well, the roller coaster of emotions in Brooklyn continued this past Monday when Raw General Manager Mick Foley announced the newest signing to WWE's flagship show.
Stephanie McMahon and I have signed the hottest free agent of the new era. May I present to you the newest member of the Monday Night Raw Women's Division.
What an unforgettable moment for Bayley as she officially signs with Raw and sets her sights on Charlotte's WWE Women's Championship. Despite walking away from TakeOver empty-handed, the future certainly looks bright for the heart and soul of NXT's Women's Division. Congratulations to Bayley.
Yeah, when it comes to Bayley and Brooklyn, it seems like there's always some magic in the air. But speaking of Brooklyn, wait until they get a load of the Authors of Pain. Later tonight, Paul Ellering's team of devastation look to take out TM-61 in our main event on NXT.
But up next, we'll head back to TakeOver and relive what has to be considered one of the greatest NXT Championship matches ever. Samoa Joe defends the NXT Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura in the most highly anticipated main event we've ever seen. Don't go anywhere. NXT will be right back.
You are cordially invited to the most dangerous place on earth. Courtesy of the Night Mayor of Suplex City. So be like The Undertaker, be like John Cena, like Seth Rollins, be like Goldberg. Find out what it's like to be victimized in Suplex City. Product not yet rated.
Welcome back to NXT, and we want to send a big thank you out to Banks & Steels for their song Giant, one of the official themes for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. It's off their album Anything But Words, available now on iTunes and Spotify.
TakeOver Brooklyn marked the biggest moment ever for the careers of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. After making their names on the independent circuit, Gargano and Ciampa's do-it-yourself approach paid off with a championship opportunity against the NXT Tag Team Champions, The Revival. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder are the most successful tag team in NXT history, and they look to show the world why in Brooklyn. These two teams absolutely tore the house down, bringing the fans in Barclays to their feet, putting on an absolutely unforgettable tag team classic in the process. And while Gargano and Ciampa came close, it was an attack to the knee of Gargano late in the match that sealed the fate of the DIY challengers, cementing the Revival's legacy as arguably the greatest tag team on the planet and continuing their unprecedented reign as NXT Tag Team Champions.
Gentlemen, congratulations on successfully defending your NXT Tag Team Championships. What's the biggest takeaway from this match tonight for you guys?
You mean congratulations for always being right? For making everybody look stupid again? We've told you guys time and time again, we are scientifically proven to be the best tag team, and not just in NXT, not just in the WWE, but in the entire universe. There is nobody better than Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. There is nobody that can lace our boots. We have beaten every single one of your favorite little tag teams, and we have showed that we are unstoppable.
Exactly. We're called the Revival for a reason, okay? And we live off of 40 miles of bad road, and there ain't one team, there ain't one pair of guys that can make it down our block, okay? We talk heavy and we hit hard. Yeah, we've shown our dominance here at NXT, and we've proven we are the absolute best tag team in NXT. But you know what? The thing is, sports entertainment wide, Jack, around the world, we are the absolute best tag team on this planet. So why don't you call Gallows and Anderson, huh? Why don't you call the Usos? Call Fandango and Tyler Breeze. Call them all, bring them here, because we've taken everybody out in NXT. There ain't nobody left. There's one thing left to do, and Jack, that's to clink me. Boom. Top guys out.
So the Revival walked into Brooklyn. They were talking a huge game against Gargano and Ciampa. They delivered.
If you back it up, you can say anything and everything you want. Dash and Dawson did exactly that.
Talk about delivering on a big stage. The main event of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn was called a legitimate dream match by Mauro Ranallo from SmackDown Live. Let's take you back to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe for the NXT title.
This is a big money fight anywhere on the globe.
It is all about the NXT Championship.
And the fact that these two just plain can't stand each other makes it all the more interesting.
Step into my world and you won't come back. See how long you last with your match and match. Pound for pound, I'm gonna set you straight. When the clock goes down and it's make the burn. And if you want it, you gotta take it. And I got it. So come and get it. No, I won't quit. Get over it. You'll never win. I am relentless. And I will fight to stay alive. 'Cause you know I am relentless. Don't step up unless you're ready to fall.
Oh, it's a Curry.
You talk the talk, but I walk the walk.
Just pummeling the King of Strong Style.
Don't become cold with a sneak attack.
Joe's in trouble here.
I'm gonna bring the pain till you fade to black.
Oh my goodness.
No, I won't quit. Get over it. You'll never win. I am relentless. And I will fight to stay alive. 'Cause you know I am relentless.
Shinsuke Nakamura is as much an artist as he is an assassin.
The King of Strong Style on display here. This is how much the NXT Championship means to these two men. A look in the eyes of the champion. Uh-oh. Power bomb! Shinsuke in a bad way here. Near 300 pounds through the air.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Nakamura got laid out. Cover! This could do it to put away Nakamura. He kicked out. Both these men just trying to gather themselves here. This for the NXT Championship. Once again, setting up Shinsuke. Kinshasa! Cover on the champion.
Samoa Joe just kicked out of the Kinshasa.
No man has done that on NXT.
The champ might have a broken jaw.
Does Shinsuke have one more in him? Oh, to the back of the neck.
Oh, that's usually the prelude. Kinshasa!
Shinsuke has done it. Nakamura is champion.
The King of Strong Style has now been crowned the King of NXT as Shinsuke Nakamura toppled Samoa Joe to become the new NXT champion. And next week, right here on NXT, we'll hear from the new champ for the first time since he captured the gold. What can we expect to hear from Nakamura? And even more worrisome, what will Samoa Joe have to say in response?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Graves, because the big question now is whether Samoa Joe will be able to say anything at all, because rumors began swirling after TakeOver that Nakamura's patented Kinshasa knee strike actually shattered the jaw of the former NXT champion. And early Monday morning, Samoa Joe set the record straight on Twitter, simply stating, quote, jaw dislocated and shortly relocated. Looking forward to being cleared soon.
I would not want to be in the path of an angry Samoa Joe, and I sure as hell wouldn't want to be in the path of these two. Coming up, Paul Ellering's newest disciples, the authors of Pain, invade Brooklyn as they take on the high-flying TM-61 in tag team action. It's our main event next on NXT. We want to send out a special thank you to Of Mice and Men for their song Relentless. which you can only hear right here on NXT. It's one of the official theme songs of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn off their upcoming album, Cold World, available September 9th. Make sure to pre-order their brand new album today.
And it's almost main event time as we continue with this very special edition of NXT from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. And tonight, NXT is presented by Cricket Wireless. Cricket has more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint, with plans starting at $35 a month after $5 auto pay credit.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 450 pounds, Shane Thorne, Nick Miller, TM-61.
What an opportunity here for TM-61. They've been on the scene only for a short while here on NXT, but now Brooklyn gets to witness Nick Miller and Shane Thorne here tonight.
Miller and Thorne have traveled around the globe to prove that they are supreme when it comes to the tag team division. This is the biggest opportunity they've had to date, but they'd better be ready.
Shout out to Nick Miller. Happy belated birthday.
What did he ask for his birthday? A trip to the gallows?
Trip to witness protection.
There you see in the center the genius behind the mayhem, Paul Ellering, one of the greatest managers of all time, and he is flanked by two absolute wrecking machines.
As if these two weren't horrifying enough, look at the way that these two monsters are making their way to the ring. Paul Ellering has guided these two to be, quote, a devastating force here in NXT. They made no apologies to anyone in this division.
And nobody knows how to guide monsters like Paul Ellering. You may remember his first tag team, the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, pretty good team. Oh my God, oh, we go right after TM-61. The bell is not even rung yet here in this matchup. Miller and Thorne are in trouble early on. Oh, wait a minute, oh! Wow! There's some of that athletic ability to avoid a catastrophe there against the Authors.
Gotta give it to Miller and Thorne for taking the fight to these two behemoths.
Oh, right on the jaw there. And sent out of the ring by TM-61. We have never seen the Authors of Pain manhandled like this.
Looks like TM-61 aren't quite done yet.
Look out below!
Wow!
Oh!
Did you see the height?
Oh!
We have never seen the Authors of Pain looking so vulnerable before.
And look at Ellering. Ellering trying to get control here at ringside.
This is where Ellering's going to earn his money.
Listen to Paul Ellering saying, stay to the plan, stay to the plan. And a reminder, the match has not even started yet. There's the bell. So here we go. Oh, and the Authors of Pain. When you line up toe-to-toe with them, pretty hard to avoid that power.
Yeah, as soon as that pace slowed down, you could just about forget it. TM-61 did a great job throwing the Authors off of their game plan, but they are back on track in a bad, bad way.
And you can see how WWE superstars are made at the WWE Performance Center All Access, November 14th in Orlando, Florida. Tickets are available now. Visit NXTtickets.com for more information. Oh, trying to chop down one half of the Authors of Pain. Oh, and gets the uppercut to connect.
Wow! Running leg lariat in the corner by Thorne. Very impressive.
Oh, and takes down one of them. Look at Shane Thorne. Oh my God! Ellering shoulder first into the steel post.
That was unique, but when you're as bad and as strong as these two, you can make up whatever you want. Look at this, just pure raw power. Bam! Right into that steel post, shoulder first. That could be it.
Listen to the hush that's come over this arena here in Brooklyn. One thing we have been able to glean from Paul Ellering, the man in the ring, the big tattooed one, is referred to as Akam. And the one on ringside on the apron there is Razor.
Akam and Razor. As if these guys weren't scary enough, even their names scare me, Phillips.
That was all that Paul Ellering was interested in disclosing to us before this matchup. What goes on in a man's head like that? You talk about his history. How did he get so good at managing these kinds of teams?
I have no idea. That's why he's one of a kind. That's why he may be the greatest of all time.
God. Shane Thorne is getting tossed around like a rag doll here by the Authors of Pain. Paul Ellering's plan is working out perfectly.
For the first time ever, the hottest brand in sports entertainment is heading to Australia and New Zealand.
This is NXT!
Don't miss your chance to be part of the worldwide phenomenon when NXT heads your way this December.
Can you feel it? Can you feel this moment?
All the heart-pounding excitement, all the jaw-dropping action, and all of your favorite NXT superstars. At NXT Live, anything can happen. It's NXT Live in New Zealand and Australia on the following dates. For more information, log on to WWE.com.
Have you ever seen anything like that before? It's about skills. It's about sportsmanship. It's about proving that you are the best cruiserweight on the planet.
Oh, back here on NXT in the wake of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Tag team action here tonight. The Authors of Pain working at full capacity.
The song remains the same. Pure devastation by the Authors of Pain.
Look at Shane Thorne. Valiant effort here out of the corner and just collapsed.
You gotta have respect for TM-61.
Shoulders down, cover here, and Thorne popped out of two.
They're giving this battle their all. There's no quit in Thorne or Miller. They are taking the fight to the Authors of Pain like maybe nobody we've seen before.
Looking for a power bomb perhaps here is Razor of the Authors of Pain. Shane Thorne caught up top, trying to create a little bit of separation and a jawbreaker.
Might have stunned the big man.
Trying to crawl to the corner here, and Razor right after the leg. Reach out for a tag to Akam.
Gotta be like getting your foot out of a bear trap.
Oh, somehow Shane Thorne found a way to break free.
But Razor is not down.
Hobbled but not down. Nick Miller makes the tag. Oh.
Good Lord.
Nick Miller not showing any fear in the face of these two. Oh, down goes Razor. Oh, and another one. Automatic cover there for a moment. Took care of Akam out there on the apron. Now Nick Miller going up to the top rope. Paul Ellering looking on from ringside. His plans be going into trouble here. Cover. Cover for a moment off the crossbody. Now back into the cover. Shoulders down and a kick out.
Did we just see a near fall on the Authors of Pain?
We saw a 2 count on the Authors of Pain. Oh. Now TM-61. Double team action at their best.
I am so impressed with TM-61 this far. Oh my God.
Just leveled a 280-pounder. Cover here, and a kick out. This would be a huge upset for Paul Ellering's team.
But did you see the face, the eyes? Take a look at this one more time. High and low, take down. That's Razor.
This is Razor in the ring dealing with 2 superstars at the same time. Oh, wait a minute. Oh!
That spine buster changed the pace real quick.
Now the cover here on Nick Miller, and Shane saved his buddy.
Great job by Thorne, just bulldozing through the cover.
The two Australians are trying to find a way to stick around here. Oh my gosh!
That's not the way.
Caught with a forearm through the ropes by Akam.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Oh! Power bombs! Now the legal tag, Akam back into the ring. TM-61 is splattered all over the place. Nick Miller in a world of trouble. Only gonna raise arm, pick things up. Oh, and dropping Nick Miller. Cover here by Akam, and the Authors of Pain take down TM-61.
Here are your winners, the Authors of Pain.
You saw there what it's all about, pleasing the master. You saw the grin on Paul Ellering, who was eerily calm throughout this match, considering we saw his two monsters in jeopardy for maybe the first time.
Yeah, before the bell even rang, TM-61 brought the fight to the Authors of Pain, but things would turn around once the bell had rung.
Look at this combination, clothesline leg sweep by Miller and Thorne.
This was perhaps the best opportunity that TM-61 had, but this was a big turning moment here for the Authors of Pain. Boom! Right on the side of the ear there for Akam.
Akam and Reyes are making the most of a momentary opportunity, and when you've got this much raw power, you only need a second to change the game.
Two power bombs would take out TM-61, and then this to close out Nick Miller, the legal man for TM-61. The Authors of Pain remain unbeaten. Remember what Paul Ellering said earlier, if you stick to the plan, you're going to be successful.
I don't know what the plan is yet, but I have a feeling the Authors of Pain have a lot of success coming in short order.